This is Walking and Talking Spirituality. Thanks for taking a walk with me. A couple of days ago, I was speaking with my coach, and we were just talking and passing about what we'd been up to. And I remembered saying something that my great-grandmother taught me and really taught our whole family. My great-grandmother lived to be, I think, 95 or 96. She was born in 1895, so she saw a lot of history. But she had this saying, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And as I was talking to my coach, I realized I'd really internalized that. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And that saying was both a really helpful wisdom saying at some point for me, but as I've gotten older, it's become a bit of an albatross. And did some research on that proverb, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. I thought maybe it was just some Appalachian saying. My family's from Scotch-Irish, the Russells from really West Virginia, southeastern Ohio. And then I looked at it, though, and this saying goes way back as far as I could do on my limited Google searching, and it has various forms in different cultures. And the genius of it is it reminds us essentially to be grateful and satisfied with small wins that we have. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And so in other words, once you have something in your grasp, don't go chasing for the things that you don't have, because you might lose what you do. Now, great saying, especially when you're getting started with something, or if you're, say, hungry. Because this saying's pretty old, so like if you're mostly subsistence and you don't have a chance at really experiencing abundance in your life, you just take that bird in the hand and don't worry about going for those two that you don't have in your hand. But then I thought, what if the bird in your hand is Tweety Bird, and the two birds that you see in the bush are Big Bird? At what point would you decide that bird in the hand was worth letting go so that you could have a shot at one of the big ones? And even if you didn't get two big birds, if you got one big bird instead of one Tweety Bird, that's a huge win. Made me think about my grandfather also. My grandfather, again, this is the other side of the family, my mom's side of the family, he spent his life essentially in close to poverty levels, grew up very poor. Mom tells me some really crazy stories about when she was growing up, but at some point he was able to get a job at Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company back in the post-World War II heyday of unions and industrialization up in the north, and this is up in Ohio. And so my grandfather, he was part of that generation that he literally got a job, and he had that job till he died, and then you got a pension. And as my grandfather got older, I remember how much he hated his job. He was one of those guys that worked on the line, did the same thing over and over and over again. I mean, he had other issues that were going on too that I've learned about as I've gotten a little bit older. But he was always looking forward to retiring. And then he was going to have a good life. Up until then, basically, a good life for him was go to Goodyear, work every day. You washed his cars on the weekend. He'd take me and my brother for breakfast once in a while, and they'd take just a driving vacation every summer. But he was always looking forward to the retirement years. But then tragically, this would have been in the early 80s, my grandmother, his wife, got cancer and died really quickly. It was like one of those, you have cancer, and then I think 6 months later, she's passed away. And as often happens, my grandfather, whose health really wasn't great at that time, whether it was a broken heart or whatever, he died fairly quickly after my grandmother died. And there he was, up in smoke, all those dreams. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And I've always thought about the contrast between my grandfather's unfulfilled dreams And my great-grandmother saying, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. You know, when you look at my grandfather's life, yeah, it made complete sense to keep that job at Goodyear, work that line. But what did he lose by not going for it and only talking about the future? You know, so friends, as you reflect on your lives, and again, this is walking and talking spirituality, so let me talk about this in terms of a little closer to obvious Christian spirituality. And when we think about where we are with God, and you have a real sense that there's more, that there's more ways that you could expand in love, that there's more ways that you could grow in your mission. At some point, we're going to have to move outside the comfort zone so we don't get to the end of our life and think, wow, it's too late. I'm never actually going to get to go for it. Because a bird in the hand was worth two in the bush, but now it feels like maybe I should have left that bird and gone into the bushes and had some fun, win or lose. So where are you at, friends? What would it look like for you to leave the Tweety bird in your hand, just for a shot, at going after big birdies that they're in the bushes? Again, by the way, not advocating violence against animals. Matter of fact, I like Tweety bird, I like big bird. Just had those images in my head this week. Again, love to hear, what's your big dream? What's rattling around that you think might be in the bushes that you haven't pursued yet because you've just been playing it safe in your life? Love to hear about that. Happy to have a conversation with you. Until next time, live by faith, be known by love, and be a voice of hope to others.